I've got two flocks of chickens in my front yard. And here's how that happened.
I wish I had a friend with a helicopter to come snag onto those hoop coops and move them around for me, but that's not what happened. I was just flying overhead. I was making sure it wasn't a black helicopter. Good evening from Groovy Eggs Farm. I am Jeff. I do not care what day it is. Yeah, that's a nice male cardinal. Got that with my camcorder. I can zoom in. Very nice. I used to do that a lot more than I do now. Time, man. Time and energy, and but yeah, it's nice getting the wildlife here and there. Oh man, I have way too many chickens. I have never raised this many youngsters all at the same time, all of different ages, all of different varieties, and now they are growing up, so I'm having to move them from the brooder tent to the brooder, and then the brooder to the one of the hoop coops, and then the hoop coop out to their flocks, and then in the winter, you've got freezing water to deal with. You got rains coming in and hay to disperse and keeping their feet dry and keeping the eggs from getting muddy. And I'm exhausted every day. Twice. Anyway, we got two flocks in the front yard, and this is the first flock. That's a white and true blue rooster. I got him from Murray McMurray Hatchery in 2020, so he's a little over 2 years old. Those three girls behind him, those are black copper Marans hens, and I've hatched and raised a bunch of that group's eggs. Their kids lay greens and olives. Also in this flock, in the back there's brown and gold. She's an olive egger. She lays a nice big egg, often with speckles. So, and then the two in front there are the blue color whiting true blues. That girl in the front is molting, or coming out of her molt. She's starting to feather back in. She needs to hurry up. We got some cold temps coming. And then I've got some little ankle biters that I am growing out in this flock because the numbers, that's just what they are. That white one with the black specks is a splash copper Marans. The little black one and the big black one, those are both black copper Marans girls. The little one will grow up to look like the bigger one. And then that blue one there is a whiting true blue. She is a pullet. I've got, I think about a dozen of the Marans in this flock that are growing out. There's three more of the black copper Marans and a whiting true blue back there. They are just soaking up the sun on their, I probably just put that hay in there earlier that day too. Because it rains, it gets muddy, and yeah, ongoing battle. More of the black copper Marans, and then there in the back there are two whiting true blues. They are, their official feather color genetics is black breasted red. That's what they are. But they are in here with that whiting true blue rooster, so I can still hatch them. I'll just get a variety of feather colors when I hatch the blue eggs from this flock. When I hatch the brown eggs, those black copper Marans, then I know I'm getting a different variety of chicken, the green and olive eggers. But yeah, this flock is no longer here. I've got a tree that needs to come down that got struck by lightning. And then I got to move my shed to house here. So these guys needed to move. There's no timeline on moving my shed to house. There's no date. There's no money for it yet. So that, but well, hopefully sooner rather than later. But I have to get ready for it because when it happens, it probably happens. But this has been a very nice flock for me, producing the olive eggers. We'll see some of the some of the offspring from that rooster and the black copper marans here in the future. Those two little blue ones you saw, that's the father and two of the mothers of those little blue ones, like that one. That one's definitely a girl. And there's another one that has more, yep, that one has more brown on the wings. So that would indicate it's a boy, but that's not always 100% accurate. The comb is not coming in fast like a boy normally would for my whiting true blues, but time will tell. Are you a boy or a girl? That is definitely a girl. I like that blue feather color. She's a whiting true blue. I like the beard and the muffs on the side, create that puffy face. So I'd love to get more of her. But and then she's the one that's coming out of the molting. And grow those feathers back. There's cold weather coming. It's 35 degrees outside right now. But yeah, they've kind of destroyed all the greenery except for the thorny greenbrier. So they are very happy in the front yard with a lot more free food on the ground. But he's been a good boy, good temperament. All of the hens still have feathers on their back, so he's not too rough on them. He's not too big, he's not too small. I probably should give him a name. He's a Bluebeard. That's his daughter. The black copper marans hens with that rooster, and these are the daughters. They are kind of a charcoal gray with a light barring. They've got some copper or gold around the neck. It's more noticeable in real life. And then, there's number two's grandson. Yeah, I'm raising them out in here. Most of them have the muffs and the beards, but not all of them do. But they all do have that same feather color pattern, different shades of the gray or charcoal. And they're all laying nice green eggs. We'll see those here in a second. All laying very nice green eggs. They're still small eggs. Hopefully they get up to size. I do not hatch small eggs and pass along small egg genetics to the kids. So hopefully these all lay big eggs. That is a Welsummer rooster. And he is the top dog of my newly reinstated fraternity boys flock. After processing, I had the roosters that I was keeping. That's a black copper marans rooster. He's a good specimen. Hopefully he gets a little bit bigger. The tail angle is nice. His feather coloring is nice. He doesn't have a halo. He doesn't have any leakage on his chest. His brother there eating out of the bowl is probably a better body style, but his tail angle is too high. And anyway. And then hiding behind that bush, that's Paul, the black copper marans. He was raised by Country Road Cure. So they traded me him and Whiting True Blue, and I gave him a couple others to put into freezer camp. And that's Whiting True Blue back there. He was also raised by Country Road Cure. He is most likely the son of the rooster we were taking a look at earlier. He kind of stays to himself. He looks different. I don't know why, but plenty of space in here for him to get out of their sight. But these 5 guys got moved out of here, and they got moved into the new fraternity boys flock. Yep, there he is. Looks a lot like his father. Not as much barring. And, yeah, these 5 guys are my keepers, but they went, we emptied out the fraternity boys flock, and those are the guys I kept, and these are the guys that went in it. Yeah, they're not really fraternity boys yet. They're more like grade school punks at this age. Most of them are in that 2 to 3 month old. Yeah, started hatching in August. These are all from different batches. That's the thing about raising this many chickens, is I was doing a different batch every week. Instead of, getting 200 of them all the same type and age, it'd be easier to raise them all. But I had 200 of all different ages. But these guys have aged. That's a Whiting True Blue. most of them in here. I've got about 35 in here, and about 20 of them are white and true blues that I will be evaluating for the future. It's a problem with recording this live. My vocal cords are muscles. When I use my muscles for extended periods of time, they bite back at me. So, yeah, those are the eggs. The ones in the middle there, behind that brown egg, those were those girls I was showing you earlier that that are laying some nice. Those front ones there are olive. They're dark green, and then the other ones are lighter. The ones on the right up at the top, those have a bloom on them, and so you get some unique shades. If you wash those, they're a darker green underneath. And yeah, here's something else that's been taking my time, keeping me away from doing videos, is wood stove. Yeah, I'm not going to re-record this again because I've already done it about a dozen times. My rule is if it's 45 degrees or going to stay 45 degrees or lower, I'm firing up the wood stove. I got my electric bill, so I think I'll probably be using the wood stove more than I originally planned. But, that adds, not every day. We've had some really nice, 50, 60 degree weathers. But here yesterday and today I've got the wood stove cranked up. And it's, 35 degrees out right now. And when it freezes overnight, that's more extra work. I gotta take care of all the hoses, and it's just they've got O-rings in them, and then the valves to turn them on and off, and all that stuff can get frozen if there's water still in there. So it's just a good idea for me to unplug them all. But that's extra work. And this wood stove, I love it, but it's extra work every day. All the things I'm loving about this new place is extra time. I love cranking that wood stove up and then go and take a long hot shower, and you come out and it's 80 degrees in the in the living room. So that's extra time every day. And then now with my kitchen going, I got my stove and refrigerator and dishwasher, and everything is going good. So I've been spending a lot of more time in the kitchen and the wood stove and the shower and the freezing temperatures, and it all adds up. And starting a chicken business. But it's nice to sit back and enjoy the creature comforts. There you go, 32 outside, 73 inside at 6:44 p.m. Whatever night that was. There's Bob and Fifi. Yeah, they love the wood stove. As soon as they discover it. I don't leave it going all day. I wait until like 4 in the afternoon. There you go. Later that night, 26 outside, 75 inside. All right, now let's get to these chicken flocks in the front yard. This was the last coop we brought down from the old place. Thank you, Jeff and Leanne. But the thing is, the chicken wire all comes detached from the 2x4s. It's just on there with staples. And I've had to do this with every coop. I'm not even done doing it yet. But the staples are just, how long have I had these? 5 years? They've lasted a few years, but I'm constantly having to repair, redo the staples where the chicken wire got ripped out. So what I'm doing now is I'm just using zip ties instead of the staples. And drill a hole, run the zip tie through it, and then I can attach the chicken wire to the 2x4 that way. Hopefully that'll mean less routine repairs of reattaching the chicken wire. But it's just time consuming, little stuff like this I've got to do to keep on track, to get all these, baby chicks out. They start off in the brooder tent, and then they move out to the smaller brooders. Then when they're big enough, I can put them in a bigger group in one of the hoop coops. And then once they're big enough to go in with adult chickens in another flock, So all of those little dudes are moved probably 4 times before they go to their final flock. And every time they move, they get new leg bands. They start off with small rubber leg bands. They move up to a larger rubber leg band. Then I do a zip tie on them, and then I do another zip tie on them as they're growing. And then once they've reached maturity, I usually switch them out to one of the plastic snap varieties that are more durable. So, and that's the other night I moved 12 of them around and had to take off the old leg bands, put on new ones, and then move them around to the new coop. And you do that after dark, and that took me a couple hours. So a lot of my work has been done after dark, or even getting up before the sun comes out, because that you can just walk into the coop, pick them up, and do what you need to do as far as leg bands or moving them around. So I'm exhausted every day, twice, and it's all right. I've learned my lesson. Don't raise this many baby chicks all at the same time of different ages and different varieties. It has been a chore. What am I doing? I'm putting a lot of zip ties on there. But yeah, this is the first coop. I've got 2 levels in my front yard. This is the upper level that's level with the house. And then you can see back there's kind of a terrace. And with the electric fencing, it's hard to go up and down hills with that fencing. So I had to do long ones. You'll see that probably in the next video. But we are about at the end of this one, I do believe. So I can move myself up in the middle. See my messy? I got some wood back there and my stand, and that one's not plugged in. But when I don't have the wood stove going, I'm just using these electric radiator when it's above the 45, and they do just fine. Anyway, learning the software has been a nightmare, and I think I finally got it. We'll see. I've got another video coming out. How do I fit this to the whole screen? I want to go whole screen now. There we go. But yeah, that was filmed like 2 weeks ago. I've got another one already filmed. I just got to do the video over voice stuff. And now that I finally figured it out, no kidding, I tried to record this at least a dozen times. I am trying to learn this new software. This is OBS Studio, and last time I tried this I used OpenShot. They said it was easier on this, so I don't know what I'm doing. I'm tired. I'm tired every day. I'm sore every day. All my muscles are barking at me. I could just complain and complain and complain, but I'm not gonna. Well, I am. A little bit. Not as much as I could. But that's all. Look for another video coming out soon. Maybe I'll record it tonight if this works properly. And no, I'm not. I'm done. It's 9 o'clock. I'm probably going to go to bed early. Then I got more chickens to shuffle. See, it's either go out and do it now or wake up before the sun comes up in the morning. I don't know. Thanks for watching. Thanks for everything. Oh, thanks for the Christmas cards. I've gotten some packages also. I've been meaning to film that. It's just now that I'm moving all these baby chicks out into the flocks, that reduces my my workload considerably. So I've got one more group in the brooder tent. I got one more group in brooders. I got 2 hoop coops full of youngsters. But so once the youngsters in the hoop coops move out to their adult flock, then I can move the other 2 ones into the hoop coops, and then I'll go from 14 groups of chickens that need food and water. Half of them needed food and water twice a day, and hopefully I can get down to like 8 groups of chickens that only need food and water once a day. That's the plan anyway. All right, thanks for watching. Take it easy.